you picked a swell place to learn how to drive.
Me sorry.
Haven't you got a license?
No license.
Oh, you got no license. Well, you're a pretty optimistic guy trying to make a U-turn in the middle of this street. Come on, will you get it out of the way?
Movie.
Well, give it some gassy. Try some castor oil.
Me no sicky.
Oh, I guess I better back up.
Hey, can't you drive either?
Well, if it isn't Sergeant McLeish, the pride of the Chinatown squad.
I see you're as good a bus driver as you were a cop. Get that tank out of here. You're blocking traffic. Get going.
And to think I quit the police force so I wouldn't have to take orders from you.
You'd have been fired sooner or later anyhow. It takes brains to be a cop.
You're doing pretty good without him.
Get going.
He's a fake. Son, that's the nicest thing you've said today. Where to, miss?
Tell 'em on. Are you Mr. Raybold's secretary?
Well, I'm his everything. My name is George Mason. Won't you come in?
I got the wire. When is the funeral?
Funeral?
Yes. May I see the body?
Body? Whose body?
Why, Mr. Raybold's.
Oh,
I came as soon as I got your telegram.
telegram?
Yes, the wire that he'd been murdered.
Would you excuse me for just a moment, please? I'll only be a minute. I want to tell Mr. Raybold that he's been murdered. There's nobody here.
Remarkable. Thanks for telling me. Where is she?
I don't know. I guess she's gone.
You're a good guesser. You won't find her in there. If you hurry downstairs, you can catch her before she leaves. Make it snappy. And bring her back here.
Hey, did the woman in black come out of here?
I remember when she went in. That is, I think I remember.
Well, aren't you sure?
Yes, I think I'm pretty sure.
Well, did you see her go out?
Yes, I'm pretty sure I did. I think.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I did, I think. But which way did she go?
Well, now, let me see.
Oh.
Mr. Brooks, that's the gentleman who lives on the second floor. He come out first. And Mrs. Sturdivant, that's the lady who lives on the first floor. She come out second with her 3 dogs. Or no, come to think of it, was 4 dogs.
Oh, well, never mind all that. Where did the lady in black go?
Yes, sir, I was just coming to her. I think I remember seeing her run into the corner.
Which corner?
Which corner? Either that one or that one. Now, I wouldn't be certain, but I'm pretty sure it was that one. No, I think it was that one. I think. And if I'm not mistaken, she got into a cab, and that's all I remember.
Well, just forget that I asked you.
Yes, sir.
Where's the girl?
Well, she got away, but I got a good line on her.
Who from?
The doorman. Well, here's what happened. Mr. Brooks, who lives on the 3rd floor, went out with 4 dogs that belonged to Mrs. Sturdivant, who lives on the 2nd floor, and they got into a cab, I think.
Say, what are you talking about?
The doorman, who do you think?
If you're not careful, the man with the white coat's going to be after you. You're going daffy.
No, well, you'd be daffy, too, if you had to listen to that doorman. He couldn't give me any information at all about the girl. Hey, she sure was beautiful. I hope she comes back.
She won't. But if she should, call me at the Pekin Cafe. The Chinatown Exchange has the number.
Having dinner with Ward?
Must you know all my business?
Excuse me.
You're excused. Get the luggage back and take it directly to the dock.
Right.
I'll meet you at the pier. Let's make it about an hour before sailing time.
You can pick up a ring like that for $10 in a Chinese hawk shop. What do you want to keep it locked up for?
Don't you kid yourself. You couldn't buy this ring for $100,000. It's not what it's worth. It's where it can get you.
Hello? Who? Mr. Palmer? No, he isn't here, Mr. Palmer. You should be able to get a hold of him at the Pekin Cafe in Chinatown in a half an hour or so. Right. Coming.
How do you do? My name's Graham. I'm a salesman. Hey, huh? Well, sir, you have my deepest sympathy, but there's only one way to take it, philosophically. You know you can't live forever. You're lucky if you live half that long.
Oh, I know, but the...
I know you want something cheap and durable. Well, I got everything from a pine box to a solid bronze. And believe me, I'd rather die than make a sale, but I gotta sell them to live.
Well, I know, but...
Yes, I know. What you want is something novel and new, and there it is. Genuine beveled glass with solid silver handles. This is absolutely dust-proof and one of my best sellers. Never had a complaint.
Yeah, but I'm not interested. There's no one around here that's dead.
You mean to tell me that the old Reaper hasn't paid you a visit?
No, but he's gonna pay you one if you don't get out of here.
Why, they told me that Ray Bold was dead. Well, I'm sorry, there's been a mistake. You and I have been wasting each other's time. But sooner or later, we'll do business, and when you're ready for me, give me a ring. And I hope it'll be soon.
Some customers for you.
I'm very grateful to you. When you were associated with the police force, you took customers out of here quite frequently. It is much better this way.
I told these folks that you have the best food in the whole wide world.
Your judgment is extremely conservative, but nonetheless accurate. I thank you, most honorable Lacey. I will send a waitress to you immediately.
Thank you, Yee. Pretty nice place, isn't it?
Lovely. He's got a good education, ain't he? I like the way he talks English.
Was that English? Sounded like Chinese to me.
That's because you ain't used to six-cylinder words.
This Yi is a pretty smart rice cake, but don't let him try to sell you any lottery tickets.
I won't. How much are they?
Well, how about it? Chop suey all around?
Yeah, I think that'd be
Oh, no, not for me. It's a fake.
They make it out of mice.
That's right, Sonny.
Hello, Kwong.
Good evening, Mr. Raybold.
Johnny Ian?
Yes, sir. He's on the balcony.
Oh, thanks.
Who's that handsome gentleman who just came in?
Oh, his name's Raybold. He's a pretty smart duck. High-class confidence man. Always hopping to and from China. He's mixed up with the Chinese communists.
Okay, for choy.
Oh, yeah. Happy New Year to you, too, Mr. Raybold.
Thank you, eh?
Jim John?
Thanks.
Well?
It's so long, Yi. In a couple of weeks, we'll have those planes in China dropping eggs on your enemies.
My countrymen wish to express their appreciation of your services.
Thank you.
It was not easy to raise that $75,000, Mr. Raybold. We trust you have spent it wisely, and that the airplanes you are sending to our country will merit our confidence in you.
Don't worry about the planes.
Mr. Raybold, I caution you, please, be very careful with that ring. In strange hands, it would work irreparable harm to our cause.
Don't worry about the ring either. I know how much good that ring will do me.
It may do you harm if its authority is abused.
Peking Cafe. Yes, just a minute, please. Telephone, Mr. Raybold.
Thanks. Pardon me, Yi.
Yes.
Hello? Oh, hello, Palmer. Don't be silly, Palmer. I have every intention of giving you the money. See, old man, I won't receive the money for the planes until I get to China. I'll cable you your commission. Sure. Yes. Yes, you can come over here. I'll wait for you. I'm sorry, Yi. You'll have to pardon me.
Yes. Mr. Raybold, I thought you were staying for dinner.
Oh, yes, of course. I'll be back in a moment.
I'm sorry, Mr. Raybold. I don't understand your Chinese.
It's probably a dialect you don't know.
Your usual boo?
Yes. Check with Yi about my menu. I ordered it this afternoon.
Yes, I know. Mandarin duck with almonds? Oh, yes, shrimp and butter. That's quite right.
I'm expecting a visitor in a few minutes. Call me when he arrives, but don't wait with my dinner.
I'll serve it now, sir.
Precisely. And then disappear. I don't want you or anyone else to disturb me. No one is to come to this booth. If I want you, I'll ring, savvy?
You express yourself with remarkable clarity.
told you not to disturb me. Get out.
You asked me to serve your dinner, sir. I had to.
Oh, shut up.
Good day, Jackaji. Haila. May I be of service?
No, I want to see Mr. Raybould. Mr. Raybould in there?
Yes, sir, but he left strict orders not to be disturbed.
It's okay, Palsy. I got to talk to him.
Please.
Lay off of me. Get the police!
Is anything the matter?
Plenty.
Need you much.
Lock the doors and send for the police.
Sorry, but nobody can leave.
You've been asking for it.
Hello, Connors. Raybould's just been murdered.
Take it easy. Nobody leaves until the homicide squad gets here.
You take care of everything. Just keep quiet. Just step aside. I don't know what happened here.
Hello. Chinatown squad? There's been a murder in the Peking Cafe.
Okay.
Mac, hurry over to the Pekin Cafe and check on a murder report.
Murder? I thought we sent for a detective.
It's dead.
Marvelous.
What do you know about Raybould?
I never talk about the dead.
Cut the clowning.
Well, if you must know, I was here with a gang of tourists enjoying some food when I heard the commotion, and that's all I know.
All right. Kwong, what's your version?
Mac, will you give me a break?
I suppose you want to beat it.
Yeah, my passengers are getting the jitters. Let me get them out of here.
How do I know one of them didn't kill Raybould?
Because I've been with them every minute.
Well, let's take a look at them.
Here they are.
All of them with you?
Yeah. Yeah, they're all mine.
You can have them. Get their names and addresses and get them out of here.
Well, thanks, Mac. Come on, folks, get your hats and let's get out of here.
Well, Doc, what's the dope? He must have died instantly. The fork entered the right ventricle. Now listen and think straight. Did anybody go in or out of Raybould's booth before he was found dead?
Only Mr. Mason.
Who's he?
He's the man that broke that window. I've seen him here before. When he got here tonight, I told him Mr. Raybould did not want to be disturbed, but he went in anyway.
Pick up George Mason. This young man will give you a description. Yes, Chief. Wait a minute. Where's Yee, the proprietor?
Why, he's visiting his relatives, sir. He hasn't been here all evening.
Funny, I could have sworn I saw John Yee when I came here tonight.
Well, maybe he's waiting for a personal invitation. Bring him in.
I've looked all over for him, Chief. I just can't seem to find him.
Well, look again. So far, you've done nothing but look worried.
Chief. Come out, Yee, or I'll let you have it.
Don't shoot.
What are you doing, looking for a collar button?
I can explain. I was...
Save it. Get inside.
That's all, boys.
Check up on his bank accounts, clubs. Chief, I found this jack-in-the-box in the kitchen.
Who are you?
I am William Ward. I came here tonight on business.
What kind of business?
Well, I am a tea taster.
Oh, a tea taster. Why were you hiding?
I was frightened.
Did you know Raybold?
No. No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Wait a minute.
But I must see Mr. Raybold. I have an appointment. What's up?
This fellow wants to stay here. Says he's got a date with Raybold.
All right. Let him in. What's happened here? The guy you had the date with was murdered an hour ago. Why, I was just talking to him over the phone. That's hard to believe. Were you a good friend of Raybold's? No, not particularly. I was to meet him tonight to collect some money due me on a business deal.
What kind of business? You're not a tea taster, are you?
No. I'm Claude Palmer, a broker. Mr. Raybold was an agent for the Foochow communists. Through me, he bought some fighting planes.
Hey, are you inventing this as you go along, or had you worked on it before?
Well, Mr. Ward knows that Mr. Raybold was an agent for the communists, and he knows me.
Well, funny face, I thought you said you didn't know Raybold.
Well, I misunderstood you, gentlemen. I thought you said Claybold.
I'll send you over to headquarters. Your hearing may improve. Take these two downtown. Of course, I'd be glad to be of any help I can.
Thanks. Get going.
Mac. Leave a man here to watch for John Yee.
Right.
Oh, and I hope you can manage to get all those guys down to headquarters without losing any of them.
Oh, I better put your name down, too.
For the police?
Yes, for the police. And me.
Do you really want it?
Well, put it down, and if I like it, I might keep it. Oh, I like it. I'll keep it. You forgot your address.
Oh, yes, for the police.
No, for me. I might call on you.
It would be nice.
Yes, I think it would be. Oh, say, I like that perfume.
Thanks. Aren't you going to write your name, too?
Oh, the police know my name.
I don't.
It's Lacey. Ted Lacey.
I like it.
You can have it.
Thanks.
All right, folks, let's go. I'm now going to show you one of the really great wonders of the world, the Chinatown telephone exchange.
Oh, great.
Right this way, folks. Come on in. This exchange is world famous. The operators handle calls in English, Cantonese, and 9 other Chinese dialects. Each operator undergoes years of hard work and study before they're given a switchboard.
Handle my call for a minute, please. Hello, Mr. Lacey.
Well, Wanda, greetings. I just came from your father's beanery, and a fellow by the name of Raybold.
I know. I want to tell you something about it. Raybold made 2 calls from the Peking. They may have some connection.
Ah, you've been listening.
Oh, Mr. Lacey, we're not allowed to do that.
Oh, just kidding, Wanda. I don't care. I'm driving a bus nowadays. You better tell headquarters.
I thought if you did some smart work on this, they'd take you back.
I wouldn't go back if the mayor asked me. But thanks anyway, Wanda. You're the tops. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Lacey.
Well, that concludes the trip, folks. This way out.
Oh, good night. Let's enjoy.
Hey, Dad.
Huh?
Where's 2801 Sacramento Street?
2801? There ain't no such number, but, here's where it'll be when they build it.
Well, that's one on me. Hey, Dad, do me a favor, will you?
If I can.
Hit me right there. Go on, please. Hit me.
Well, if you insist.
Thanks, Dad. I deserve it.
Mr. Mason was just here.
Mason.
Mr. Rabel's friend.
Beat it downstairs and see if you can spot him. Don't be frightened, miss. We're the law. Who are you?
I'm Janet Baker, Mr. Rabel's fiancée.
When did you get here?
About 6 o'clock. I'm waiting for him.
Did you see a Mr. Mason up here just now?
No? What is this? What's wrong?
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, miss, but Mr. Rabel's been murdered.
We were going to be married tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
Did you find anything on him? I mean a marriage license or anything.
All we found was a passport and a ticket for a boat sailing tonight for China. I better send you home. Where do you live?
At the St. Francis?
Take Miss Baker home. Then get hold of McLeish. Hop down to the Oriental Line dock and check on Rabel's stateroom. Okay, Lieutenant.
Raybold booked to sail on this ship was murdered a few hours ago. I want to look at his stateroom.
Certainly. Stewart.
Yes, sir?
Open Mr. Raybold's stateroom.
Yes, sir. You stay here. Is this your stateroom?
Yes, sir.
Let me see your passport. Mr. George Mason. Aren't you in the wrong room, Mr. Mason?
Well, I have...
Save it. I've been looking for you.
But I...
Shut up. Why did you use a fork? This would have been simpler.
Oh, I had nothing to do with Raybol's death.
You better think up a good reason why you hop a boat to China right after he's been killed. Let's go.
On the level, I didn't do anything. I gotta take this boat or I'll lose my job.
It must be a good job. You pack a gun to protect it.
It is a good job. I'm an airplane mechanic.
A lot of strange people mixed up in this. Tea tasters, grease monkeys.
Well, you can check on my license. Raybol was sending me to Foochow with some fighting planes, and they're right on this ship.
We're ready to cast off. Do you want to go ashore now?
You'll have to change your plans. You're not casting off till some cargo gets off with me.
I'm sorry, but the hatches are closed.
I'm sorry, but the hatches will have to be opened. You're dealing with the police department now. You stay here and see that those airplanes are unloaded. I'll clear up any red tape. You're coming to headquarters, my friend.
I know, but...
I know.
I tell you, I had that gun because I knew Raybol was in danger.
How did you know he was in danger?
Oh, I don't know. I can't explain it. That telegram, that woman in black, the undertaker. I don't know. I just had a feeling.
Oh, you just had a feeling, eh?
Yes, sir. Kind of a funny feeling.
What's so funny about it? You ever see that woman in black before?
No, sir.
What did she look like?
Well, she was dressed in black.
Was she wearing a veil?
Yes, sir.
How do you know so much about her?
Well, I just figured she might be wearing a veil. A lot of women do.
You sure you don't know her?
No, sir. I mean, yes, sir.
Pick her up. St. Francis Hotel. Her name's Janet Baker. Get going.
Are you sure?
Of course, sir. There's no Janet Baker here. I know all of our guests, and none of them answer your description.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You remember where that Lacey guy lives?
Yeah, unless he's moved.
Let's pay him a social call. I want to ask that mug a few questions about a woman in black.
Extra, all about the murder. Extra, read about the Chinatown murder.
Give me a paper, Johnny.
Well, Mr. Lacey, you're all dolled up. Got a date?
I thought I had one.
Extra, all about the murder. Extra, read about the Chinatown murder.
I'll pay you later.
Okay. Extra, read about the murder.
No. No, I knew you were here before I opened the door.
Then it's not a surprise.
You don't by any chance bathe in perfume, do you?
Not quite. But I'll admit the perfume is my weakness.
Oh, and you have a powerful weakness. Say, how did you get in here?
Your door was open and I walked in. I got your address on the bus and didn't forget it.
I'll never forget yours either. You live in a nice big vacant lot, don't you? Oh, pardon me.
I'm sorry I lied to you, but I was afraid to tell the truth. Coffee smells good.
Oh, thanks. Oh, will you have a cup?
Love one.
You're a mysterious gal. What are you here for?
I'm in trouble and I need your help. You got me out of the Pekin Cafe.
Yeah, but that was a mistake. I had no right to take you out of that chop suey joint. The cream?
Please. You're not sorry, are you?
Sorry isn't the word. It's a serious offense to interfere with the law. Suppose you were implicated in that Raybold case.
I am.
Huh?
And I want you to help me. I want you to find a bundle of letters that I wrote Raybold.
It's an even money bet that Raybold had those letters on him just before he was harpooned. You went to the cafe to get those letters and... Oh, I'm sorry. You see, this murder makes me wish I was back on the police force again.
Maybe I better go.
Well, now, wait a minute. You want me to help? Let's see if you can be on the level. Tell me everything.
I'll tell you if you promise to keep my secret and help me.
No, I won't promise anything. You tell the truth, and if I like your story, maybe I'll string along. Tell me what you know about these suspects.
All right.
William Ward.
I've known him for ages. He claimed he's in love with me.
George Mason.
I saw him in Raybold's apartment first time this evening.
And I suppose he's in love with you, too. You know this Chinaman, Kwong? What about Palmer?
I met him in China about 2 years ago. I haven't seen him since then.
You sure? Well, what's your tie-up with all this?
Well, until 6 months ago, I was Mr. Raybold's business associate.
How do you spell associate?
He did propose to me about a dozen times before I finally accepted. But on our wedding night...
The cops! Come here.
Then you're with me?
Yeah, but only because I want to make a sap out of a cop named McLeish. That's all. Next time you call, don't knock on the door so hard.
Since when are you going sissy and wearing perfume?
It's a new brand called Fleur de Floozy. I always wear it when I receive detectives.
You can't kid me. I smell perfume. Got a nose like a bloodhound.
Oh, what do you care, Mac? You got beautiful eyes. Save the wear and tear on your schnozzle. That's just some hair tonic I got on. If you're looking for a way out, you can use the door.
I'm just trying to get some fresh air in this joint. This room smells awful.
It was all right before you came in. If you're looking for the cigarettes, Mac, you'll find them on that table over there.
I don't smoke.
Well, maybe I could bake you a cake and give you a cup of coffee.
I don't like cake, and coffee keeps me awake.
Maybe the change will do you good. Hey, just exactly what is bothering that big brain of yours?
I'm looking for the woman in black you smuggled out of the Pekin Cafe.
The woman in black? Oh, yeah, now I remember. What's up?
Don't put on the baby act. Where is she?
I wouldn't know.
Let me give you a tip, Lacey. I've got a hunch that you covered for that dame in the Chinese joint. And you better come clean.
Stop imitating a policeman, Mac. If you had anything on me, you'd pull me in.
By the way, I asked you to get the addresses of everyone. What's hers? And don't tell me the St. Francis.
Oh, yeah, I got it right here. It'll be a pleasure to give you her address, Mac. She lives at 2801 Sacramento Street. Her name is Janet Baker.
What does she look like?
Like sunrise on the desert.
I suppose we can send a lot of guys out to look for a dame that looks like sunrise on the desert. Suppose we take a look at her together. Come on.
No, not me. I'm going to bed. I got to get up early in the morning and see a lawyer. I'm going to find out what right you have to break into my house without a warrant.
Why wait till morning? Maybe Miss Baker knows a good lawyer. Let's ask her. Get your hat, Lacey. We're going places.
What are you gumshoeing after that dame for?
Because she had something to do with that pork jabbing. The dame that owns this uses the same hair tonic you do. That window was closed when I came in this room before.
Sure it was. But then you opened it to let in some fresh air.
That's right. But just the same, remember, you can't make a sap out of me.
I know I can't.
I'll catch up with you someday.
Good night, Mac. Now, let's see if I got it straight, Wanda. The first call was to Raybould from Palmer, and Raybould told him to come right over, right? The second call was to Ward, and he canceled the dinner date. Thanks, Wanda. I'll be bothering you some more.
I thought you said you weren't interested in the case.
Well, I've changed my mind.
Why?
Firecrackers. Are you sure of that description?
I'm positive.
Well, thanks for the information. Good morning, Mr. Ward.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Well, what can I do for you?
A mutual friend of ours sent me, Miss Janet Baker.
Janet Baker. I don't recall the name.
Well, you should, Mr. Ward. After all, you're in love with her. But she was going to marry Earl Raybould. Now, wouldn't that be a dainty dish to set before the police? Jealous lover kills rival.
Well, what's on your mind?
You were supposed to have dinner with Raybould last night.
Yes. He said he could get a monopoly on the tea exports of Fu Chao.
I see.
But he postponed the dinner.
Well, why did you go then?
Well, I hoped to see Janet. I knew that he had wired her, and I figured that she'd arrived, and he wanted to see her alone.
Well, wait a minute. Didn't you know they'd split up?
No.
Say, this Raybould guy and the Fu Chao Reds must have been great pals.
Yes. Why, he had a jade ring that would get him anywhere.
Say, that ring would do somebody a lot of good.
A lot. If you ask me, those Chinese did it because he swindled them and they wanted to get the ring back. But don't quote me. That's just an idea.
All right, Mr. Ward. Thanks. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, by the way, you weren't tossing firecrackers around early this morning?
No. Why, of course not.
No, I didn't think so. Hello, Mac. I just dropped in to compliment you.
That was a very good address you gave me last night.
It's the best one she had. You don't need her anyway. Say, Mac, you are doing great work on this Raybould case. It's marvelous how you figured out it was Mason.
It was a cinch. Mason bought a couple of worn-out planes, forged some government OKs, Raybould held out on the money, and Mason knocked him off.
Mighty fine addition, Mac.
And to top it, Mason sent a telegram to that dame telling her that Raybould was killed. What's the silly grin for?
Mason's name was on it all right, but Raybould's the one who sent it. I checked on it.
What are you butting into this for?
And another thing, Sherlock, Raybould had a ring.
We know about the ring, smart guy, and we'll find it.
Oh, then he didn't have it on him.
Get out and go back to your tourist barking.
Before I go, Mac, let me give you a friendly tip. You find John Yee, and I'll bet you find that ring.
We figured that one out last night. So long.
Well, one of these is your man, Sergeant.
Which one?
Well, you sent me out for John Yee, and here's 9 of them.
Swell. You can start a ball team, Mac.
Get out. Turn them loose. You're punch drunk.
Come on. Good day, Sergeant. Oh, say, Mac, maybe you'd like to go on one of my tours sometime. Get some angles on Chinatown.
Shut the door.
Yes, sir.
From the outside.
Yes, sir. So long, Mac.
Well, so long.
What goes on?
Ask your lawyer.
I get it. Well, you got a nice little jail here.
You must come back and see us again. We're going to have steam heat, electric lights, and telephones in all the cells.
How'd you get me out?
I represent Mr. Palmer. He wants to talk to you. Do you mind?
No, I'll talk to him.
Raybould owed me $10,000. I know he drew 70 grand from the bank the day he was murdered.
Well, I don't know where it is any more than I know what happened to the letters of the ring he was wearing.
What letters? What ring?
Oh, some letters from an ex-sweetie and a Chinese jade he said was kind of a passport to plenty. You know, personally, I think those Chinese knocked him off for the ring, then took the money and the letters just for good measure.
An attack isn't always a good defense.
What do you mean?
I want that money, Mason.
Don't pin this on me. You're trying to cover yourself up. Well, maybe you bumped him off.
If I did, I wouldn't be here talking to you. We're not going to get anywhere by accusing each other. Suppose we do a little detective work on our own. Now, if we can find out who has that ring and those letters, we'll know who has the money. The $10,000 due me is all I want.
Well, where do I fit in?
I'll cut you in. Now, here's the idea.
Well, hello, Kwong.
What is it?
I want to see John Yee.
Nobody knows where Mr. Yee is.
That's your story. Now, listen, Kwong, I've got something to say to Yee, and it's important. Too important for him to miss. It's about a certain ring.
You'll have to excuse me, Mr. Lacey. The restaurant doesn't open until 12 o'clock. Your costume might fool American policemen, but not Chinese.
It was needed only to fool a policeman.
I gathered that.
Please take me to Mr. Yee.
I'm sorry I can't help you.
I know you can. My business concerns Mr. Yee's affairs with Mr. Raybould regarding the welfare of Fu Chao.
Follow me, please.
What exactly is your business here, miss?
You have some letters I want.
Letters?
The letters that were found on Raybould.
I don't know of any letters that were on Mr. Raybould.
In that case, I better go.
Just a moment, please. It so happens that a number of people are engaged in the search for me. I wouldn't want you to tell anyone where I am.
I won't.
Thank you. I must be unusually cautious. You will remain here
Whoever sent you will come here looking for you in time. Perhaps then we can discuss the matter of that $75,000 that Mr. Raybould was carrying.
I'm very determined to get out of here.
Under the circumstances, it would be ridiculous if I tried to interfere. The door is just back of you.
Huang, I was interested in seeing a Chinese girl who came up here a few minutes ago.
You must be mistaken. No Chinese girl came here.
I haven't been right once today.
Lacey, hang on, Jude.
Well, what of it? Call on Lee's son at once. Hala. I will be careful. Lao Kui, I see.
Ole,
I won't need a guard.
How do you know he had that much sugar?
A few days ago, he showed me a letter of credit for $75,000. He drew 5 of that as deposit on the planes I ordered for him.
How about the other 70 G's?
That's just the point. The bank informed me that he withdrew the balance of his money the day he was murdered.
He didn't have a dime on him when we found him.
Then what happened to it?
70 G's. Chinatown squad. Yeah. Huh? John Yee and Lacey at the Sausalito Ferry? Yeah, I got it. No, don't pick up Yee. What time you got?
2:15.
Good. I'll make it before that ferry pulls out. Sorry, phone you in an hour. Thanks for your help. Come on, step on it.
I'm giving her all she's got.
Pull up at that call box. McLeish, box 87. Send a car, quick. Hey! Wait for me! Hey! Wait! Hey! Wait!
Calling car 323. Go immediately to box 87. Emergency call.
Sausalito Ferry.
Sorry, buddy, she's on her way. Let me go. I'll make it. Wait for me! Hey! Man overboard!
Fine time for somebody to fall overboard.
Man the lifeboat, sir!
Good thing you got out of there before you poisoned the fish. I don't suppose you want a little water with that brandy.
I've had enough out of you, Lacey. I know that you and John Yee are in cahoots.
You have a marvelous way of concealing your intelligence. Listen, Mac, I've been trailing Yee so I can hand him over to you. What are you gonna do, get drunk, or do you want to look for John Yee?
What is this? Am I running a ferry boat or a life-saving station?
If that was someone else trying to get this boat, he's a bigger sap than I was.
That's John Yee.
Get the saucer later, Captain, before they all jump overboard.
You're a smart guy, but I finally caught up with you.
Take it easy, Mac. He's dying. He's been knifed.
Yee, who did this to you? You know all the answers? Who did this job?
The guy that did it is in the clear, and he's got that jade ring.
How do you know?
Because Yee was wearing it when he got on the boat, and it's gone now.
Well, you're coming down to headquarters and answer a few questions anyhow.
Okay, Mac. But I tell you, Lieutenant, I've got nothing to do with it. If Mac had laid off me, you wouldn't have that Yee murder to worry about.
Oh, forget that. Where's that Baker woman? What's she to you?
Hey, will you get me a pair of pants? I'm not going to hang around here without some pants. It's cold.
Never mind your pants. What about Janet Baker?
Say, what am I supposed to be, a book of knowledge? Where's the ring? Where's Baker? Who bumped off Yee? Who's got the 70 grand? Who did this? Who did that? You ought to call in the fire department on these murder cases.
Shut up, Lacey. I'm tired listening. Beat it.
Not before I get some pants. I rate clothes better than McLeish.
Say, get him some clothes and let him clear out.
Well, won't be long now. There'll be a million pigtails looking for you.
How am I ever going to thank you?
Oh, forget it. But tell me, why did you go to that Pekin cafe?
George Mason got in touch with me. He told me that Raybould received $75,000 from Chinese communists to buy airplanes.
Go on.
Mason thinks that Yee killed Raybould in order to get that money and probably took my letters.
Well, that doesn't make sense, because Yee was killed, too.
Now what am I going to do?
What's so important about those letters?
Well, I gave Raybould $15,000 for an interest in his business.
That wasn't very wise.
Oh, I thought he was honest and legitimate. But on our wedding day, I learned about his crooked business methods and told the whole thing off.
That was sensible.
I demanded my money and threatened to tell the police. He only laughed and said I was his partner and therefore as guilty as he. I left, and in a fit of anger, I wrote him several letters threatening his life.
Oh, that wasn't very sensible.
I was very bitter at the time, and I told him I never wanted to see him alive again.
That's why he sent you that telegram.
But I got even for that and sent an undertaker up to see him.
But you're not even. You're in a pretty tough spot.
But I'm absolutely innocent. Well, what do we do now?
Well, you're going to get Mason on the phone. Tell him Kwong has the money. See what he says.
Greystone 3617.
Well, I thought we could make some kind of a deal. Tell Kwong we'll give him the ring in exchange for the money and the letters.
He wants me to tell Kwong that we'll give him the ring in exchange for the letters and the money.
Okay, tell him to meet you at the Pekin in half an hour and bring the ring.
Well, that's kind of risky, isn't it? Okay, I'll meet you in a half hour at the Pekin.
Think you can go through with it?
Not without you.
Hope you'll always feel that way. Well, let's go, Ming Toy. Remember, you don't speak English. Oh, Mac, if you're looking for that shirt I borrowed, it's up in my room.
Who's the Blossom?
Kwong's sister. She don't speak American.
You think you got away pretty easy down at headquarters, don't you?
Are you starting that again? Mac, aren't we pals?
Yes. If you'll lead me to this Janet Baker, I have a hunch you know where I can put my hands on her as easily as that.
I can make a lieutenant out of you if you'll only listen to me.
Are you going to be the next mayor or something?
Let's drive to the Pekin. I'll tell you why on the way over. I'm serious.
Okay. If this doesn't work out, Lacey, we're going to be enemies.
I'll take those chances, Mac.
Personally, I have an idea it's all screwy. I think that between you and me, we can find this Janet Baker.
Between you and me, I think we can. I'll help you find her.
I hope so. She's a Chinese puzzle to me.
She certainly is. Kwong, wait a minute.
You can't make trouble for me, Miss Lacey.
Now, take it easy, Kwong. We're working with you. We want two booths, the one in which Raybould was murdered and the one next to it. Mac, you and I'll take the one next to it.
Is that gal your sister?
Yes, sir, she is.
Well, what's she got to do with all this?
You'll have your answers in a couple of minutes. Now, do as I tell you.
Say, who's handling this case?
Mac, for the love of Mike, please. Kwong, come here. I want to talk to you a minute. There's only one thing you want, isn't there?
Yes, I want that ring. And the man who murdered John Yee.
I can get both of them for you. And when he gets here, show him into Raybould's booth.
Did you get the dough?
They want the ring first.
Kwong's sister. Okay, you two.
What is this, a frame?
You're elected, Mason. You killed Raybould.
I didn't. I had nothing to do with it.
Well, that's the end of the puzzle, Mac. Raybould must have hid that money before he was knocked off.
I found this man wandering around the passageway.
What were you doing out there?
It's all very simple. I can easily explain.
We're all going to take a trip to headquarters and figure this out.
The mastermind.
Call the wagon.
Say, these pie wagons make me sick. Do you mind if I walk?
Get in there.
Well, so long, Mac. I'll see you down at headquarters.
No, you don't. You're going in the wagon, too.
Ladies first.
Step on the gas. This will make police history.
I'll bet you'll get promoted for this.
Why don't you fellas open up? Miss Baker, have you ever witnessed an electrocution? Gosh, it's the funniest thing you've ever seen. I don't care how big and strong the man is, when it comes time to go that hot seat, he shakes and shivers and cries like a baby. Why, 9 times out of 10, they can't even walk. They have to be carried. Oh, with his hair all shaved off, he certainly looks funny. And when they fasten those straps and place the electrode on the head, boy, it sends a cool shiver up and down your spine. When they get ready to pull that switch that sends the high voltage through you, boy, it's awful. Of course, they hang them in this state, and that's worse. That is terrible.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I tell you, I know nothing about it. Why don't you confess? You sneaked through that panel and killed Raybould for his money.
But he outsmarted you. He hid it in that lamp.
Yeah, you searched him and found nothing, was fighting and run away before he had a chance to get his ring.
Listen, Palmer, don't be a sap. Why don't you open up? You might get off with life if you do.
Get that thing out of here!
No gassy. You give him pussy?
Now, let me get this straight. You followed Yee down to the ferry, knifed him, took the ring, and threw him overboard.
Yeah, that's it. Then he tried to get me and Miss Baker to make a money deal with him in exchange for the ring.
That's all I want to know. Come on, Jerry. Let's back out of here and get down to headquarters right away.
Since when am I taking orders from you?
Did you hear? Palmer wants to confess.
We're waiting for Sergeant McLeish.
We can see him down at headquarters.
You tell that to the driver.
Okay.
Hello, Mac. I see your old friend Lacey's back on the job.
Where is he?
In with the lieutenant. He captured the Raybould murderer.
He did. I did.
Well, Lacey brought him in.
I know. I told him to.
Well, I want to congratulate you. This is a mighty fine piece of work.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
I was addressing Mr. Lacey.
Oh, excuse me. Well, while you're talking to him, I'll make these fellows talk.
That won't be necessary. I've got Palmer's confession in writing. Is there anything I can do for you, Lacey?
Why, yes, you can have McLeish hand me that package of letters.
Hand them over, Sergeant.
Here they are. I forgot I had them.
Well, don't forget that 70 G's you have in your pocket. That's the motive. And 70 G's is a lot of motive.
If you want to come back on the force, Lacey, I think it might be arranged.
Well, would he be my superior officer?
Well, you'd probably be working together, Sergeant Lacey.
Sergeant Lacey? Okay, Lieutenant, shine up that badge. I'll be in the morning.
I'm glad you're coming back, Lacey. We make a great combination, brains and nerve.
Yeah, Mac, you got lots of nerve. Well, honey, looks like you're going to be mixed up with the police force for a long, long time.
I won't mind.
Riot call from Chinatown.
Come on, Sergeant, let's go.
See you later, honey.